Ned Fulmer, former member of the Try Guys, who is now famous only for cheating on his wife, has made a grand return to the internet in the best way that we know how. A podcast, because if there's one thing the world needs, it's more of them. So I thought today we could go over the initial drama for when he got caught, because this is genuinely probably the most insane cheating drama the internet has ever seen, and then we can have a wee cheeky look at the return to see how good/bad it is. But before that, be sure to subscribe to the channel to prove that you are not a cheater. Sleeping about with channels that you're not subscribed to is a big no-no around these parts, so get on that. Alright, we'll start from the genesis here, the initial Try Guys YouTube channel. So these four lovely individuals, yeah, here's Ned here on this thumbnail, the Try Guys bake a pie without a recipe with 23 million views. You can tell from such simple video titles, but the amount of views that they're getting from such simple videos, it's like they were mega, they still are, they're mega famous.
We're gonna get nailed. Can't wait to make that joke a bunch more times.
Oh yes, Ned, you are gonna get nailed by more women than you're supposed to be, unfortunately. That was Ned there, very conveniently. They've shown him first, which is nice. That makes this video a bit easier. I'm gonna stop playing the video there. You guys know who the Try Guys are. I personally can't bear them. It's not my type of content at all, but if you enjoy it, more power to you. I guess some important information, they used to work at BuzzFeed. They had like a whole show there, but they became so successful that they essentially just left and became their own thing, and BuzzFeed was sat there collecting dust, really, and now they're dead, so there's that, innit? And now it looks like the Try Guys, every video is members only. I'm not sure exactly how lucrative this is or how people are taking this. It's quite bizarre. I don't think I've ever seen a YouTube channel that is like this pay to enter. I don't know. I mean, I personally wouldn't, but if the content is really, really good, then I understand it maybe. I've got this picture of all four of them. It's actually very difficult to find a high-res picture of all four of the, like, old Try Guys, because they've erased Ned from the company that successfully. But as you can see, these four, they're like the fucking Beatles. That is the level of influence that we're talking here. And just like the Beatles, just like, you know, John was all weird, Paul was like all lovey-dovey or whatever, all four of these guys have their own quirks that made the channel so successful. So Keith, the one on the left there, for example, whose face I just fucking hate, like the faces he pulls in thumbnails, it's like, mate, get a fucking grip. He's like the big gluttonous, disgusting, like greasy slob that eats loads of fried chicken and just loves greasy food. If it's not fried, it's not getting tried. That's how he lives his life. But he looks like, he must just be one of them like wiry sort of guys that has like the fastest metabolism in the world. Also, I know my comments about his face sounded a bit weird, but like, look, it's not that he's a bad looking bloke. He's fine, right? He just looks like a normal guy. But if you look at the faces he pulls for his thumbnails, it's like, look at this one, for example. Keith eats everything at KFC. Like, what are you doing, mate? Like, what is that? That's not the face you make. Even if you're so excited for fried chicken, you don't make that face like, oh my god, KFC, oh my god. It's not a surprise. You go to the counter, you order your fucking food, it comes to you. You're not sat there like, what? How did this fried chicken get here, man? What the fuck happened? And then look at that Taco Bell video as well. Who is that excited for Taco Bell? It's disgusting. But then even in the non-solo videos, like, just look at his face, man. The 400 dumpling mukbang, and you've got this bloke on the left who looks just totally normal. It looks like he's reacting to Keith's face, to be real. That's how I'd react if someone pulled that face in front of me. But whatever, that was a side tangent that we shouldn't have gone on, probably. But this guy on the right here, the Asian gentleman, he's like the straight guy, and I don't mean sexuality-wise, I mean sort of like reasonable, right? He plays off of the weirdness of the other three. This guy in the green here, he's like the goofy goober. I'm not too sure. I haven't watched enough of the content, but he's like goofier, sort of childlike, if that makes sense. And then this guy here, Ned Fulmer, the subject of today's video, his quirk is that he loves his wife, which is greatly ironic when you know what happens and why we're making this video. But when I say that his quirk is that he likes his wife, I'm not joking, by the way. But this isn't just something that people have retrospectively said about him to make the situation seem worse because he cheated on his wife. It's like, no. His quirk was genuinely the only part of his personality in the videos was that he just loved his wife that much. In every video, his motivation was always his wife. It's like a badly written American film. He brought his wife into every conversation when no one asked. It was a huge in-joke. There's actually this very popular compilation of how many times he says his wife. Every time Ned Fulmer says my wife. And just for the record, this was 4 years ago, before the cheating happened. So, I mean, that's what more evidence do you need that he was really the wife guy? Oh, look at this. Look at how many people are asking for the Ned mentioning his wife video. 1.8 thousand likes on that comment there. I don't know why this is so fucking dramatic. Let's just, come on. Here we go.
My wife. 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 My wife.
Yeah, but can I just say, like, what is the content that these guys produce? Because I'm looking at, like, just these wee snippets here. I know it looks weird out of context when it's, like, half-second clips, but they were in, like, a UFC ring, and then he's naked on screen. He looks very comfortable naked, to be fair. I'll give him that. Is that a good thing?
My wife. 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 My wife.
They like to get naked a lot, these guys, don't they? I'm not sure how I feel about that. Is that how you make it on YouTube? Do I need to take a leaf out of their book? Is that my trajectory to 20 million views a video?
My wife. 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 My wife.
All right, look, the video's going so long, and there's so much left. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but maybe a bit more after this. But like, it's got to the point where my wife don't even sound like a real phrase or a real word to me. Like, you know when someone repeats a word that much, and it's like, I'm not even hearing my wife anymore. I'm hearing like some intermingled word where it's like, my wife, you know what I mean?
My wife, 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 my wife.
All right, you get the idea, you get the idea. We'll finish there. Look at this, by the way. If you needed more evidence, then look at this picture here. So they, obviously the guys had like figures, like plastic figures of themselves made. I've been thinking of like getting Prince figures done in like this similar style. I think that'd be sick. But that's by the by, right? As you can see, Keith is on the left. He likes I'm like a fried chicken god. That's his catchphrase, I suppose. You got the Asian on the right, so he's the Asian of chaos. Eugene is his name, right? My bad, Eugene, mate. Eugenes are great. It's just always reminds me of Mr. Krabs. He's probably making a lot more money than Mr. Krabs. You got Zach there in green. His catchphrase is, oh my god, or oh my good. I'm not too sure. He seems fucking boring. If that's like, come on. That's your thing. Everyone says that. And then you got Ned in pink there. And his catchphrase is my wife. So look, when I say he's the wife guy, I'm not lying. I'm not over-exaggerating. That was his thing. He's literally his fucking catchphrase in the figure they made. That's how they marketed the figure. Okay, they had a podcast called Baby Steps, where Ned and his wife Ariel would talk about like being new parent, having a kid or whatever. I can't find it anywhere. All I can find when I type in Ned Fulmer Baby Steps is Rock Bottom with Ned Fulmer, which is the podcast that he released 19 hours ago with his ex-wife that we'll talk about in a second. Bit more than a second. But you know what I mean. If you want to skip to that part, the chapters are in the description or just on the timeline. Is there like a trailer or something that I can show you all to prove that I'm not chatting shit here? No, it's just the PS5 game, which I'm not too interested in right now. Okay, here we go. Here's the Baby Steps podcast where they just have their kid like plastered all over it. In diapers as well. Not sure how I feel about that. It seems as though they only show their kid when the kid is fucking naked, which I don't like actually. I didn't know this before. I mean, surprisingly enough, I'm not an avid Baby Steps Ned Fulmer fan. I don't know if I give that impression, but yeah, you get the idea, right? They're co-workers, they work together, they were a power couple. I'll play a video, I guess.
That happened to your body during pregnancy.
Yeah.
That you never would expect and that will never happen again.
So that's sort of special, right?
Yeah, it's a very interesting podcast, whatever, right? This is Ariel Fulmer. So you can put a face to the name, right? This is the wife that Ned Fulmer cheated on. The Try Guys also have a podcast, by the way. Fulmer was also that person who, like, he wore I Love My Wife t-shirts unironically, which is just way too American for me. We don't do that over. You get stoned to death if you wear an I Love My Wife t-shirt here. We're depressed and too cynical for it, and we love happiness, right? If you're happy, good for you, but don't fucking tell us about it. And I'm a big fan of that mentality, personally. Someone on Reddit put together a very, like, convenient cheating timeline, which is way too long than I think should be. They put a decent amount of time into this. You gotta commend them for that, but I want to show you guys who he cheated on Ariel with. The mother of his children, by the way. Like, this was a long relationship. They have a kid. This is bad. So here's how it all broke, right? I guess I should show you what she looks like first.
My name's Alexandria, associate producer here at the Try Guys. I am engaged. We've been together for about 10.5 years.
So there you go, that's Alexandria. Like, she just said there, you don't need me to say it for you, but she was a producer and on-camera talent as well. She showed up in a bunch of the videos, and as you can see there, she was also engaged. She had a fiance of over 11 years, so this was fucked up on both sides. Although saying that, I think it is a lot worse on Ned Fulmer's side, because me personally, I think if you are the boss of a company and you're sleeping with an employee that you have power over, even if there is consent, it's this sort of thing where there might be an error or like an implication implication that if they don't sleep with you when you have offered it, you might treat them differently in the company. So they might feel pressured to say yes, and maybe some people technically count that as consent, but I believe that that sort of middle ground, that like gray area, is why it shouldn't really happen to begin with. Like, that's why I don't think people who are at the top of a company should be sleeping with subordinates or people below them, so to speak. Just because consent is quite difficult to derive exactly. So Ned is definitely more in the wrong here. Okay, here we go. So this is where it all broke. A Reddit user with the name Hamilton390, the Reddit account's been deleted, but luckily it's all been archived because the Try Guys are mega famous. Another Hamilton reference, by the way. Big up the people that say I look like Daveed Diggs. Do you think I look like Daveed Diggs?
I don't know who he is.
Let me get a picture of him up. My girlfriend's got a cold, by the way. That's why her voice is dead deep. Here we go. Here he is. Have a look.
That one is crazy close. Oh my god. No way.
He plays Lafayette in Hamilton. Here you go. Girlfriend face reveal, by the way. So people were obviously disregarding Hamilton's story. They were saying like, no, there's no way you did this. You're making this up. You can't. The only thing you know how to do is take over countries and drive ships, and you're fluent in French. But there's no way you know if Ned Fulmer was cheating. So he sent some evidence here. He went to the Niagara Club last night and saw Alex making out with Ned from the Try Guys. And then here's the video here. I'll see if I can get a bigger version. They blurred the phone number out. Obviously, I'm sure he's changed it now. To be fair, and there it is. That is Ned Fulmer making out with Alex in broad, well, nightlight, but just in public, like in front of everyone in a fucking club. Like, that's insane. That's how comfortable they are. Or it's one of them things where maybe at first they were more discreet about it, and then they got sick of being discreet and just started fucking shagging everywhere. Behind the bin, in the club, at a Taylor Swift concert. They were making out at like a dinner somewhere as well. These two just they were like rabbits. They did it fucking everywhere. They don't give a fuck no more. It's like, you know when you're in school and you just see like two pigeons fucking on the window or something, everyone's just looking at that. We had one science teacher get pissed off and like run outside and punch the pigeons. And he got fucking fired for it because one of the pigeons died. Because no one was listening to him. They were just watching the pigeons shag. But as you can see from the picture, it could just be, right? It could have just been any white guy, right? They're claiming that it was Ned Fulmer and Alex, but it's quite blurry. There's no way to know exactly at the time. But when that post came out, the Try Guys, Ned, they all started acting rather strangely, and then everyone else started coming out with stories that corroborated with this one. This here. So this was the last time that Ned Fulmer was ever shown on the Try Guys account, and it's like a Food Network thing. So it was a brand deal. I think they were only showing him here because it was maybe in the contract, it was part of the brand deal that all 4 members needed to show up. There he is there, Ned. But then the thing that sort of confirms it is real is I've got these posts here where you can see they've edited Ned out of the videos. So if you look at the background here, there's a big one, and then they've zoomed right in here because they've obviously want to get Ned out of frame, right? There's more obvious ones though, where behind Zach here, you see Ned, but they've tried to hide him, and that's his only appearance in the video. It's like that sort of subtle thing. But then the most obvious one is this one here, where all the Try Guys are sat down, and there's a space here very conveniently left empty. And then they zoom right in, they crop right into Keith's face. Sorry, Naz. Aye. Him and Prince are both named after Prince Nassim Hamed Jr. No, not Jr., just Prince Nassim Hamed, the boxer.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because I was like, I was gonna name the cat Naz, but because my editor's name was Naz, I was like, I can't fucking do that now. I can't, because he's like named after the editor. Yeah, exactly. So I just called him Prince, and then Naz messaged me being like, oh, I'm also named after Prince Nassim Hamed. Anyway, look at how close they've cropped this fucking video. It's dead awkward. It's very obvious something's hidden. You can see Ned there. There's a mysterious 4th figure who entered the door. Lucky Ned was at the front because it makes him a lot easier to crop out. And again, you just got this shot here where there's just a massive pole in the middle of the screen. There's obviously meant to be a 4th person. You've got a laptop there. Once again, Ned's cut out. Again, just a hand, knee, an extra coffee cup right next to Eugene. Another just horribly cropped image. Yeah, you get the idea. They were acting fishy. And why would they do that if Ned Fulmer was innocent? They've obviously had a chat, and there were big delays in the videos. They were like putting up a bunch of statements being like, oh, sorry, we're not going to upload as much this month because they had to cut Ned out fleetingly from every video that they ever recorded. Like, and they recorded in advance as well. So Ned was in like a bunch of videos, and it was a huge inconvenience for the company. Here we go. 1 video a week. We're going down to 1 video a week from now through the end of October. And they're saying it's to bring great content because they need to focus more on it. We know what the reason is in hindsight. I'll say it like that. I'm sure people knew at the time as well. Because it's pretty fucking obvious that there's just one less Try Guy in all the videos, right? Here's the official statement here. Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys as a result of a thorough internal review. We do not see a path forward together. We thank you for your support as we navigate this change, right? Just short, simple. There's not really much else they could do. I feel like in many other situations, if like someone got caught cheating in a company like this, they wouldn't have taken such drastic measures. Maybe stop working with them, but I'm not sure they would have like edited them out of all the videos that they've currently filmed, because cheating to me is like, it's a bad thing, but it's not one of those, it's sort of in a way, it's sort of like a mind your own business sort of deal. Like, it's not really any of our business if there was nothing like outright abusive or horrible going on and it was cheating, which is still fucking horrible in a relationship. Like, you're a horrible boyfriend if you're cheating with someone. But it's not the sort of thing that gets YouTubers cancelled regularly. But I feel like because it's Ned though, and his whole shtick was that he loved his wife, and it's the Try Guys, which is so family friendly, they sort of had to make this decision. Ned made a statement here: family should have always been my priority, but I lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. Once again, I'm sure it was consensual, but consent is foggy, in my opinion, when it's relationships like these. I'm sorry for any pain that my actions may have caused to the guys and the fans, but most of all to Ariel. The only thing that matters right now is my marriage and my children, and that's where I'm going to focus my attention. There's not really much else he can say when you get caught cheating, to be fair. Ariel put a statement out as well: thanks to everyone who has reached out to me. It means a lot. Nothing is more important to me than Ned and our family. We request that you respect our privacy for the sake of our kids. Again, just totally fine. There's not really much else they can say. You don't want a huge longer out of it. They changed their graphic to just a dinosaur instead of the 4 Try Guys. But you get the idea. There's tons of things going on here that are bad. They must have just been like fucking stressed behind the computer screens when everything was going down, just scrambling to change. There's probably people fighting over like what to change. You know that scene in Kung Fu Panda where like they're fighting over the dumpling? That is all the Try Guys fighting over like what to change the post into. Here's a video that the paparazzi took of the two of them like just soon after the well, not divorce, but the cheating was confirmed.
Hi guys. Hey, are you guys working things out?
Yeah.
You are?
We're working things out.
Well, that's good to hear. Hi Ariel. Hi Ned. Hey.
This is so alien to me. I don't think we have paparazzi like this in the UK, because it's just, I think you just get beaten up. Although in America, I'm surprised they do this as well, because I'd imagine you'd be scared a little bit of getting shot at. Maybe not by Ned Fulmer and Ariel, but maybe if you're like paparazziing fucking 50 Cent or something, like surely there's a little bit of fear there. But for someone like Ned, he's just a little, like, he's quite a wiry wee twat, you know what I mean? It don't really matter. But it's a very reluctant yes that Ariel gives there. He's like, yeah, sure, fucking leave us alone. We're trying to leave now. Like, we're working on working things out. It's a bullshit answer. People also started noticing stuff in hindsight, like how Ned would interact with Alex in the videos. And yeah, when you look at them, I'm sure at the time they might have just seemed like innocent sort of platonic male-female friendship, but when you look back, it's like, nah, this was too much.
Still chewing.
There's still food in your mouth.
Still food in your mouth. You're both such liars.
Yes.
Doing it.
Mm-hmm. Oh. I think I'm a pretty bad liar. I don't have a problem telling the truth even if it hurts. Have you ever cheated on anyone?
Sure have. Would do it again in a heartbeat.
Oh no.
But yeah, obviously, I mean, these clips fucking age horribly, but I mean, you're not going to expect him to sit there and go like, yeah, I have actually. I'm cheating on my wife right now. That would almost be weirder if that's how it was announced. It's like, well, I've been asked in a YouTube video, I need to reveal it right here and now. You can't lie, right? I'm a bad liar.
Mattress commercial!
No, but you really are though. Like,
yeah, it is pretty nice.
it's kind of nice.
Bruh. Alright, so they're obviously way too cozy with each other, but like, just a side note, what the fuck is actually going on in this? Like, this bloke is just sat in this bath and it's full of noodles, and then, what, he just sits down on it? It's like, what is the entertainment value in this Try Guy? What were they fucking famous for? I don't understand. I don't get it. Maybe I'm just too old for this shit now. The absence of noodle baths from BuzzFeed is what killed the company. Like, these guys leaving was a big blow. That's mad.
I think you're gonna make it.
Does our audience know that about Alexandria?
Oh, I think
she's very persuasive, especially when it comes to giving shots.
Yeah, back shots, more like. Sorry. Or Alex will be the one giving the... To be fair, Ned definitely gives vibes of like he gets pegged. Have you seen what he looks like? These people are loved. I'm gonna get so much shit. I don't know. Do I have an audience overlap with the Try Guys? Do you guys watch this channel? Let me know in the comments. To be fair, you guys couldn't even buy eggs, so I'd imagine that the Try Guys is like paid pay to watch content might be a bit too much for you. That's horrible, actually. I shouldn't say that. I'm sure you guys are making so much money, you barely know what to do with it. I wouldn't pay to watch the Try Guys content. I'm not that interested. I don't know who would be that interested in them. I don't know anyone that would pay. Although maybe there are some people who are like secret Try Guys enjoyers. Try Guys obviously made a response. The three of them that weren't involved in the cheating. These fucking comments are like so dumb. It's like the most sort of parasocial comment. The silent rage radiating from Eugene, the genuine heartbreak from Zach, and the maturity from Keith. Keith looks so, it looks weird. It's weird seeing Keith not pull like a insane face for a KFC thumbnail. He just looks like he'd rather be eating fried chicken right now. Everyone, Eugene's fury, Zach's sadness, and Keith's disappointment is so poignant in their body language. It's like they're just sort of sat down and with monotone faces on them. Look at how livid Eugene is. He's barely holding in his rage. Good for you guys. I love you three. Eugene's silent rage is strong. This is Mr. Krabs when he loses his last Donna. He loves a doner kebab, Mr. Krabs. Dollar is what I meant to say. Like, when he loses his last dollar and all the comments are like, Eugene, he looks so, you don't want to fuck with Eugene here. Everyone, these are like everything. This is insane. Keith having his arm there to subtly comfort Zach, who is on the verge of tears, while Eugene is radiating anger, just shows how this has affected our Try Guys. You got Try spelt there like the Triforce as well. These people seem, oh my God, like I have to watch this video now to see this rage radiating from all of them.
Ned Fulmer is no longer working with the Try Guys. By now, we're assuming you've seen the Reddit threads.
Oh my God, look at the fucking rage on this bloke here. I'm shivering in my boots just watching this video. I need to, one eye behind me, I'm sleeping with one eye open tonight. I don't want Eugene entering my fucking room for taking the piss a little, because he looks angry. Keith there, he'll fucking eat me as well. I'm not a fan. I don't want that. I don't want that either. Or maybe he'll put his arm behind my back to subtly comfort me whilst I give some bad news to you.
We want to give you a timeline of what's transpired and some transparency into our decision making. Throughout this video, there will be things that we want to say or go into further, but as I'm sure you're aware, there are some legal issues we have to consider as we go through everything.
On Labor Day weekend, multiple fans alerted us that they had seen Ned and an employee engaging in public romantic behavior. We reached out to check on that employee. Ned confirmed the reports.
I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be. But you know what's funny? It's always funny when there are multiple people on camera and it's a shot of all of them and one person's talking. Watching how the other two are acting is like, it's just fucking funny. And also I'm laughing because I'm having memories to my first year of uni. I did journalism and they showed us this video in like on the big projector screen. They were like giving a deep analysis of it. And it's like, you know what? Those comments are nothing compared to what my lecturer was saying about it.
And since confirmed that this had been going on for some time, which was obviously very shocking to us, and we just want you to know that we had no idea this was going on. All of that information was just as shocking to us as all of this has been for you this week.
And thus began a 3-week process of engaging with employment lawyers, corporate lawyers, HR, PR, and more, in order to make sure we were taking all necessary steps. From the jump, we were acutely aware of just how contrary this was to the values of the company we've built and those of everyone who works here. This is something we took very seriously.
This must be the rage that they're talking about. They definitely filmed this video plenty of times, by the way. I'm sure they are fucking enraged, but I don't know how authentic this performance is. You can see the way Eugene goes, this, and then Keith is like, yep. This, sort of expecting him to talk a bit more. He's like, why have you stopped there, mate? That was a weird... Look at Keith's face.
This is
Why does he do that? Why does he do that with his face, man? What is he doing?
We refused to sweep things under the rug. That is not who we are, and it's not what we stand for.
We immediately removed Ned from work activities and engaged an HR professional to conduct a thorough review of the facts. We also opted to remove Ned from our releases pending the results of that review. Over a few weeks, that's included removing his section from videos.
All right, you get the idea. We won't watch the whole video here. There's a replayed moment. I'm interested in this. Okay, there's a replayed moment of him just stuttering. That's tough on him. I like to think that the rage isn't because Ned fucked off. It's because he stuttered and he's just that mad that he tripped up on his words. But the point is, when Ned was removed, it was more than just removing a member from the group. It was a complete company reset. Like the way they make their content changed, the way that they marketed themselves changed. everything changed. Which is why I'm sure it was so fucking tough on them. Alright, now it's finally time to look at Ned Fulmer's return to the internet. Rock Bottom with Ned Fulmer. This is the new podcast he's put out with a lovely looking profile picture there. His color's blue now, as opposed to the pink that it was before. Here we go, look at his description. Everyone makes mistakes, some of us really big ones, but what comes next? Rock Bottom is a show that explores people's lowest, most embarrassing and challenging moments, featuring raw, unfiltered conversations with comedians, creators, authors, and celebrities. We talk about how they not only survived it all, but transformed their lives. So are they only gonna get people on who have like been cancelled horrifically? Who the fuck are they gonna get on this podcast, man? She's a comedian that's been like what, Louis C.K.? Are they gonna get that on? And yeah. Chuck R. Kelly on the Rock Bottom podcast. Ned Fulmer and R. Kelly is like, that is a collaboration that I want to see, to be fair. But here we go, the first episode, a conversation with Ariel Fulmer. All right, it's an hour long. We are not gonna watch the whole hour, obviously, but let's try to pick out the most important moments here.
I'm Ned Fulmer. 3 years ago, I cheated on my wife with my producer. It became a massive public scandal that caused a lot of pain to a lot of people. I know that I represented myself as a kind of wife guy.
Even that is underdoing it. He didn't represent himself as a kind of wife guy. He was the fucking wife guy. Like, he's the wife guy of all wife guys. Everything he said was about his wife. And now look, this thing here, obviously he's trying to sound more saddened, more retrospective, more introspective about the whole thing. It's been 3 years. He's probably, or they're probably, I mean, they've been seen together with their kids at concerts and shit, looking all happy or whatever. I'm sure it's not eating him up that much now, which is good, by the way. Like, it's been 3-4 years since it happened. It shouldn't really be affecting you that much anymore. The best possible scenario is that you move on from it all, you become a better person, you become a better partner, you know what I mean? End of the day, cheating isn't really any of our business necessarily. It's just because of the position that he was in, that he needed to be taken out of it, and people rightfully call him a twat. But if he wants to come on the internet and have a career again and give it another crack, I don't know. I'm not like, it's difficult to know whether I'm okay with it or not. There's no immediate answer. It's not as though I'm immediately like, no, you need to go away. You're not allowed back on this platform. Fuck off, you know what I mean? But it's also not a resounding like, yes, welcome back. We want you here. We want you to have another try. I think if it wasn't with a producer, I'd be a lot more okay with him having another crack at it. Because it's been so long. They seem to have consoled with each other. And that's fine, I'm sure he has learned from it to an extent. You know what? Let's actually just watch the podcast.
I betrayed my spouse, co-workers, friends, family, and I betrayed you. And I know it's not just about...
Do you reckon there's anything actually cooking in those Dutch ovens in the back there, or they're just there for show? I reckon they're there for show. I don't think he's cooking shit. It's a very clean kitchen. I don't know if I like that, actually, because if you cook a lot, the kitchen's never this clean.
I was a company owner and having a relationship with a producer. I was engaged and friends with all of our friends and coworkers. It was understandably a messy and devastating situation for everyone involved. And I was the cause of it. I did that. And I can't change it. I can't change the past. I can own it and accept it and try to change how I show up differently in the future. So I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I hurt you, and I hope to make amends over time. And one step is to publicly witness the pain of my partner, Ariel.
I guess only time will tell whether or not he's actually learned and changed and is able or competent enough to make good content again. Or content that people actually take to heart and enjoy for reasons that aren't ironic or just to hate on him. I don't know, who knows? Maybe this podcast will be fucking like actually incredible and we've all judged him too quickly. I doubt that though. Like he just doesn't actually look or seem very interesting or entertaining. I don't think I've ever laughed with the Try Guys, like any of them.
This is a conversation with Ariel in this video. It's painful at times. It's honest, vulnerable, brutal, but it's necessary for her to move forward, and I'm grateful for the chance to witness it. Yeah. As disappointed as we were that something so private and painful became such a public spectacle, I get why people were so outraged, and I understand that that is the reason that she can't move forward with any sort of public thing without addressing this. So this is that. This is a conversation where we answer your questions.
I don't like how he's framing it as though this podcast is for her benefit. It's like, no, this is the best possible situation for you. Like, getting on camera with your ex-wife who you cheated on and sort of displaying the visual that you're both good and that you've both made amends and that it's forgiven to an extent and that you're okay with each other, that does more for Ned Fulmer. That does more for you than it ever could for her. So it is a bit disingenuous, in my opinion, to act as though this is only to help her. She would have been fine. If she came to the internet on her ones without addressing it, she would have been totally fine. No one is angry at her. Like, this is for you. She's on this podcast probably because you fucking begged her to be on the podcast. Like, please, if I'm making a return, you need to be the first guest so that we can show people that we're good.
It's about an hour long. And I know that from my perspective, I want to tell stories of curiosity and empathy. And I want them to be meaningful and have value in people's lives. So I hope that you find this impactful. So please join me for this conversation with Ariel Fulmer. Well, here we are.
Back again.
It feels weird. It feels a little awkward.
Yeah. Back in a podcasting room.
Yeah.
Great start to the podcast. This is amazing. What two charismatic people here. Ned is just, what a fucking natural on camera. Oh, hello, welcome to the podcast. Well, this is dead awkward, really. So, it's just, yeah, it's a little weird, isn't it? Like, ex-wife cheated on you and shit. But we're here now, isn't it? Oh, God, it's just so weird, so awkward. Like, come on, a bit more energy, a bit more, like, pizzazz to the podcast. It's so sad. Like, this video here could send a glass eye to sleep.
We've certainly had a lot of conversations where we've sat like this.
Yeah, that's true.
But not, conversations that are meant for the public.
Mm-hmm. Is it strange to think that people are watching this and listening to it rather than just being in like a therapy setting?
Oh, heck yeah. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, yeah. I mean, I'm on the verge of like standing up and walking out of this room. Absolutely.
This is the worst start to the podcast that you could ever you couldn't script a worse start to the podcast. The guest wants to leave immediately. You're sat there looking like you're being held at gunpoint.
Same.
I'm like, what?
You both want to leave. Great. We're 1 minute in and they both want to fuck off. He's probably lying about it though. He definitely does not want to fuck this. He's sat there like, I'm so glad that I finally got this to happen. He's probably just saying that to sort of empathize with her a little bit or like act as though they're on the same level. It's like, no, he loves this. Or maybe he doesn't, he's not in there like having fun, but he knows that this is good for him.
But no, I feel like this is a necessary thing.
Yeah, we've kind of been just keeping our lives very private for the last 3 years.
We have.
Just almost hiding from the world.
We've been hiding. We've been hiding from the world. And I'm not going to lie, it's been kind of great. Mm-hmm. It's been kind of great to be super private. Like,
I remember I have met some people, like made new friends or kind of introduced myself to strangers. It's like, oh, let's exchange Instagrams. I'm like, well,
right?
Here's mine, but couple of caveats. One, I have a lot more followers than you might expect. Two, all of this is pretty outdated. And three, don't Google me.
Don't Google me. You
Just
probably don't want to Google me.
Get to know me first. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You don't want to be just sort of seen as the sum of your mistakes for me or the sum of your past for you.
Right.
And the challenging thing is it's been complicated for a while. I mean, we are still friends. We have children together. We go on trips together.
On a real, that is actually a great thing. Like, that's a good thing that they are cordial with each other. Like, they've handled it like mature. And you got to give them credit. Well, I say give them credit. That is sort of the bare minimum. Like, they have kids together. You would expect it. They have, they're in a good position. In terms of like how the situation went and how the cheating went, they are probably in the best position that you could ask for realistically, based on everything that happened.
Like, there's ways in which we're together, but it's like the way that everyone wants to know, like, are you guys still like an item? Are you guys still a couple? Like, no. We really haven't been at all this last 3 years.
No, we haven't.
Like, there's moments when we kind of tried, but just because you go to a Taylor Swift concert together doesn't mean that you're, that all is forgiven. And you're
No, like
moments where we kind of try. What, like to get back together? Are they not seeing anyone else at the minute? What does he mean when he says like there's moments where we try to be married again or be a couple again? It's like If you're together with your kid, that doesn't mean that you need to act like a couple or try to... What does he mean by that? Is he like flirting with her or something? I don't know. Maybe he just worded it badly, but it's confusing.
People ask me, do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no, absolutely not. How can you forgive somebody for lying to you, for cheating on you? No, fuck no. I don't even...
Ned must just be sat there like, all right, mate, like you don't need to fucking keep going on it. Like you can stop. You could have just said no. No was fine. This is like, you know, when you're in school and you're like you're paired with a lassie or something, and someone asks like, oh, would you ever see yourself going out or like dating together? And like one of the two people is like, no. Oh, whoa, no, oh my god, no. You kidding me? Oh my goodness. Me with, just no. And then you're sat there like, you could have just said no. Like, what is all this bull? Like, this is just, you're rubbing salt in the wound to no end here. No was fine. No really was just fine. Would have hit so much less painfully. And she's not even done. Let's see what else she has to say.
Sorry, I saw red for a minute. It's like, no, the answer is no. But also I feel like forgiveness isn't the goal at this point. You know, we've been together for a long time, and you are the father of my two beautiful children, and we know each other really well.
Ariel's carrying this podcast, by the way. We're 13 minutes in, and the only person who has really been talking in full sentences is Ariel. Like, she's been giving the more interesting, introspective piece. It's weird, because he's the one who fucked up, but she's the one who seems to have worked on herself more. You're running a podcast. You're meant to be somewhat interesting, ask some good... You've done fuck all. Like, she's just talking, and she's the interesting one here. I will say, though, like, this is the thing that makes it so tough, is that it's not as though they were teenagers in a 6-month-long or 1-year relationship where there's no children. It was a bit naive, and then one person cheats on the other. That sort of thing you can move on from, become an adult, and it's like, you know, a bad thing you did when you were a kid, and that's really all it is, right? Like, I don't believe in once a cheater, always a cheater. I think that's bullshit. Like, if you cheat and you fuck up when you're that young, and then you grow up, it's like, whatever, right? You can be fine. You can be good again. But this is just like, this is a lot less forgivable, especially when you are the one who has been cheated on, because like she says, there's 2 kids, and it ruined the fucking business as well. Like, financially, this ruined a lot of people's lives. I'm sure a lot of people were fucking fired over it. Who knows where fucking Alex is right now?
We've worked through a lot of stuff, and the fact that I can be around you and still like have a good time and like enjoy spending time with you and enjoy spending time with my kids, like, I think that's a win.
Yeah, it's taken a lot of hard work to do that.
Yeah,
and it's kind of, as we've adjusted, we've recalibrated our relationship more towards a platonic friendship, and then, you know, it's just been challenging. But like, I think we're getting to a point of sort of celebrating that and really like embracing it and accepting it for what it is, as we are like grieving the past. And, you know, it's hard to hear you saying like, fuck no, I don't forgive you. But like, of course I get it. I mean, you're still as much progress as we've...
This is fucking awful. Like, this is such a shit podcast. This is 1.5 times speed, and I'm bored out my bastard mind. There's no way people have watched this whole thing. Especially Ned, like, he can't speak properly. Every word has like a 5-second gap in between it. Can you put like a jump cut in or something? Like, can we use that old This is just showing that when the Try Guys was a thing, it was the editing that saved it. He's lost the beard, he's lost the fucking charisma as well, it seems. Like, come on, give us something.
Yeah, of course I'm angry. You know, we're talking about like not having sat in this position for 3 years. You know,
how is this an hour long? Bro, I'm skipping so much. It's just Ariel. Every time it's Ariel on screen chatting about her thing, her past or whatever. She's carrying this shit. I thought this is called a conversation with Ariel Fulmer. It's more just Ariel Fulmer talking whilst Ned says a word every now and then.
And then more pictures started coming in, and more pictures and more pictures and more pictures. And it is so wild how we live in this world where everything is so public. Like,
he doesn't even say things. It cuts to him, he just nods. Ariel Fulmer talks for an hour whilst Ned nods.
Everybody's taking pictures of you. Everywhere you go. And it's kind of scary, actually. And it makes you realize that whenever you leave your house, you're not safe. You know? And it kind of like, and then after everything happened, I sort of went, I was
Such a public scandal.
to like get back to myself.
How did having it become such a public scandal kind of change everything for you? Did it make it worse? Did it make it easier? Did it just sort of make it surreal?
Why would it make it easier? What is this question, man? Ned asks stupid questions every now. So, like, did it all being this public make it easier? That is one of the dumbest questions I've ever heard. On what planet would it being this public, Ned Fulmer doing it with a fucking producer, why would that ever make it easier? Everyone knowing that you got cheated on. Maybe I get... No, there's nothing. There's nothing. I can't think of anything. I was going to say, like, maybe because you're getting more sympathy for it, but that sympathy... If you're getting so many people, oh, sorry that your husband cheated on you and that your kids are fucked and that, like, everything's just horrible. It's like, that can't feel good either. Maybe you appreciate the thought behind it, but it's like, all right, I'm getting like thousands of messages here. Please, just leave me alone. I want to be on my own. Also, Ned does this thing the whole podcast where he asks questions as though he's like a neutral third party. Like he wasn't directly involved in what caused this downfall, this spot of depression, this horrible fucking... He's asking like, I don't know, like he's fucking... Like he's Joe Rogan. He had nothing to do with it.
I looked over to you in the driver's seat and I was like, why was Grace in New York? Like, I didn't realize Grace was in New York. Why was she, referring to that picture that I had sent to you? And you looked over at me with this look on your face, and it was like the veil just fell, like this. Like I knew in my brain that something was going on, but I just sort of refused to believe it. And then when I saw that, like, just wildly guilty look on your face, like you wanted to tell me something, and I didn't even let you say anything. I was like, turn this car around. You don't remember that?
Oh, this is rough. Like, we're actually learning the moment that she found out I didn't know we were going this deep. And he doesn't remember. Of course you don't remember. Like, your brain sort of zones out those traumatic memories.
How do you remember it happening?
Oh, I mean, you asked me a couple of different follow-up questions as I just sort of answered them. And then, once I answered it in such a way that you knew exactly who it was and what had happened, then you were like, take me back to the airport.
He sounds like he's shitting his liver out the whole podcast. Like, you don't need to talk as though you've just watched your parents get killed in front of you the whole time. It's okay to talk normally. Like, we get it, you're sad, you're regretful, but just have a chat. I hope it's not like this every podcast. I hope he doesn't just exclusively get people on that he's cheating. Oh, we need to get Alex on for the next one. It would have been sick. You know what would have been great if we need like a Royal Rumble podcast of him, Ariel, Alexandra, and Alexandra's fiance. All four of them just in a room together, and they can have a chat. I would pay. That's something I would pay for.
If you were trying to be like in a movie.
Turn this fucking car around.
I mean, yeah, I think there was a lot of sort of delusions and rationalizations that you, as the person doing that, sort of are telling yourself as to why it's not so bad, or why it's going to be okay, or why actually this talked about it in this way. And then it's like, I remember that moment, it all just kind of like fell down, where I totally could see how devastated and just completely traumatized you were. And then it was just like, oh, everything changed for me as well. I'm like, oh no, this is like, I've been hurting this person that I love this whole time.
You didn't realize until then.
I want to apologize to you guys for that clip of Ned. Like, I've not been playing many full clips of him talking because they suck that much. But like, I mean, Ariel's hit the nail on the head there. Like, he only realized then that it was bad when he got caught. Like, the whole sorry you got caught thing is like never been more relevant than this moment here. It's like, oh, you know what? I thought it was actually great. It was okay. There was nothing wrong with it. But then I got caught, and then I realized, oh, this is actually, it's not great, really. It's quite bad what I'm doing, to be fair.
Oh, but then there's other things you tell yourself to kind of sort of compartmentalize, or I guess.
I wish we got to know what he was telling himself. Like, I wish he'd go that deep. It's like, if you really want to show people that you've changed or whatever, explain what you were using to rationalize. Like, that would actually be interesting if he sat there on a real thing and was like, look, this is what I was thinking, this is how I rationalized it or whatever, instead of just saying, oh, I found a way to rationalize it, save me, you do all the talking like you've been doing this whole fucking time, whilst I sit here with like I've just been punched in the throat and talk one word every 5 seconds. Also, those fucking sunflowers are bunched, like, what is that in the background there? Why are those sunflowers in a vase with a lid on it and they're like squished in. Like, let them free.
Compartmentalize, or I guess.
Interesting.
It's sort of a, it's like a addictive cycle.
Oh my god. Okay, so you know what? For you guys, I'm playing that on normal speed, so we can get the full extent of just how shit this podcast actually is.
Compartmentalize, or I guess.
Interesting.
It's sort of a, it's like a addictive cycle, kind of feeling really guilty and ashamed, and then telling yourself the ways in which it's, kind of just lying to yourself. And then,
like, what am I even supposed to say to this? Nothing it's just silence the whole time. What am I meant to say? It's an hour and 8 minutes, but it's more like 5 minutes. If you condense the whole thing down, it's like 5 minutes of Ned actually having a chat with us. Let me bring it back up to speed, because that is like unbearable.
And I did want to tell you, and there was probably a small part of me that was sort of relieved to not be keeping a secret, I guess.
You know what? I actually do kind of believe that. Like, I don't know, actually. Because I don't know if the picture of him making out with Alex was after she had found out about it all. And at that point, it's like, well, the seal's broken. Everyone knows I might as well just fucking go out with it. Like, I'm not really cheating anymore if we're not really together. Or maybe he did really want to get caught. Like, maybe the guilt was genuinely eating him up inside that much that he wanted to get caught and just fucking let it all go. Like, he must have known deep down that this wouldn't work. Like, he's making out with the producer of the Try Guys when he has a wife. He is the wife guy in front of hundreds of people as a mega celebrity. I refuse to believe he's dumb enough to think that would have worked. He must have known. He must have known he'd get caught. Like, he must have. And that is genuinely actually rather interesting, like, psychologically. That wanting to get caught, that knowing you'll get caught but not giving a fuck. I wish we got more of that in this podcast.
Is that hard for you to hear?
No, that part's not hard for me to hear. I'm so tired of holding it. How does it make you feel to hear that? I mean, did it ever occur to you that not only did you having an affair, just it shattered our marriage, but it also, like, all of that guilt and shame, you hoisted that on me. Like, you gave that to me. And now I have to carry that around for the rest of my life.
It's actually a very interesting question. Like, honestly, I'm actually hooked a little bit because this whole podcast sucked, but if it leads to interesting stuff like that and, like, actual introspection and, like, something we can really learn from, like, why cheaters cheat, how it feels for the victim, how it feels for everyone involved, I can get behind that. So I'm very interested to see what Ned says to that. Hopefully it's actually a decent answer.
I don't think it's fair that as a society you're put in that position. It's certainly not true. And no, it's not something that I imagined as I was doing that. I think none of it was. If you really let it sink in just how much you're hurting your partner and how devastating it is, how could you do that?
I mean, how could you do that? You're the one who did it. How could I do that more? Again, he does this thing where he acts like he's a neutral third party. It was such a good question. It's like, you're making a podcast about your cheating with Ariel Fulmer. When a question like that is asked, that is gold dust. That is when you go ham. That is when you, actually try to entertain the audience. Entertain is not the best word, but for lack of a better word, entertain the audience with actual interesting conversation. This is just a really awkward therapy session that we shouldn't be watching, it feels like. Because it's not even a therapy session. It's just two people talking to each other, but this is not a conversation that we should be let in on. I feel like Ariel is the only one who gets the gig, who gets what's going on here, which is weird because she is the guest. I wouldn't be watching this podcast if Ariel isn't on it. If Ned is the lead person on this podcast, especially if he keeps talking like that in the future, there's no way anyone's watching this. I'm definitely not. Also, what do you mean society put you in that position? You're the one who did it! It was you! Society is not you can't just say society every time something bad's brought up. Society, man. You're not the Joker.
It's still very difficult now, even 3 years later, to see you in pain as your talking about that. And I guess there's nothing I can do to change the past or to help.
It's kind of weird to think about it now, because I feel like I'm in a really good place now, and going back to like...
By really good place, she means like psychologically or like emotionally for sure. There's no way she means physically, because that place, fucking awful. I hate it. I hate this fucking setup. I hate the blue light. This orange light is way better. I hate the sunflowers in the back as well. I hate the fake books that he definitely doesn't read.
Before I discovered the affair, it feels like going back to this weird fantasy world where like, I don't know, I thought we had this love that like transcended, I don't know, but it was a fantasy. It was like, you know, I trusted you so completely. And I mean, we grew up together. We got married when we were like in our early 20s.
Yeah.
We were babies. We had nothing. I mean, we moved out to LA with just our car full of stuff. I mean, I'm like tearing up just thinking about it. We were just kids.
I'm so sorry.
Like, we had so much. There was so much.
This is really rough. This is like really difficult to watch for us now.
We had so much life left. We still have so much life left. I don't know why I'm crying.
I think it's like the loss of that dream that we both had. It felt like that in that time period for me too.
Yeah, I don't feel. Yeah, but you don't. I don't feel bad for you though, Ned, because it's your fucking fault. I don't care if you lost the dream that you wanted or whatever or everything. You fucked it. It was you. You fucked it. I feel horrible for Ariel. Like, see, especially seeing it all like this, it just makes it so much more real. It's like, oh man, Ned, you really fucked it.
Well.
Stop talking like that! I hate him. I actually hate him. I don't think it's forgivable anymore. Fuck that. Everything I said before about like, oh, maybe he can come back. Fuck that. He sucks. This guy sucks. I don't like this guy. I don't rate this guy. He's pissing me off. He pissed me off in the Try Guys. He pissing me off outside the Try Guys. I don't like his stupid fucking profile picture. I don't like the dumb voice that he's putting on in this whole podcast. I don't like what he says. I don't like the gaps between his words. I don't like the awkward silences. I don't like him. Ned Fulmer, go fuck yourself. You suck. There was a chance. There was a real chance for it. In my mind, there was a chance. I'm a forgiving person. It's not my place to forgive him, though. It's Ariel's. You know what I mean? But in my mind, it's like, look, Ariel could fucking hate you. You cheated on her. It's a horrible thing. Yeah, but maybe you can come back from it because end of the day, you've not done anything. Like, you've not broken the law. You've not killed anyone. You've not hurt anyone physically. You've not really... You know what it is? This type of cheating, I think, does count as maybe like it counts as abuse in my opinion. I don't think cheating is abuse in all circumstances, but this type of cheating, it's like, yeah, I mean, to make someone feel that shit when you're married to them, it's difficult not to call it abusive to an extent.
Dreams started to break apart for me, and then rather than being able to talk about it or to confront those feelings, I wanted to, I guess I was too afraid to say how I was actually feeling. And
don't care. I don't care. We're not here for Ned. I feel like everyone's just here for Ariel. Let's look at the comments. Yeah, supporting Ariel is truly the only reason why we're here. Honestly, I back it. Like, fuck, I was fucking so dumb at this point.
Because you did nothing to deserve this, and I completely, suddenly, violently shattered our marriage, our relationship, and like everything you knew, and that was all my fault. It was all choices that I made.
So where do we go from here?
I mean, that's kind of how we've been, what we've been working on, I guess, over the last 3 years.
I like that he gave her the good chair. That's nice of him. That's it, really.
We can make new promises to each other as friends, as co-parents. What was the thing that kind of started changing things for you?
Maybe just time.
And Rosemary as well. Time's good. Time heals everything, but rosemary's good too. Dill, you know, maybe a bit of parsley, bit of oregano. Sage. This is it, man. This is what I've reduced myself to, is making these horrible fucking puns now, because I'm so uninterested in Ned Fulmer. Like I'd watch Ariel. If Ariel had a podcast, I'd actually be interested in it.
It's one of many scandals. Like, also, it was 3 years ago. Like, get over yourself.
Yeah.
You know, like that's kind of how I feel. They're like, they're sort of like,
right, because when you're in the school
cares?
environment, like there's a bunch of different types of families and parents, and some people are together, some people aren't, and I'm sure every marriage or relationship has a story as to how it breaks down.
Now, this one's different now. This one's so different because of just how public it was. I'm sure there are plenty of relationships where someone cheats, they break up, and they stay together for the children. I'm sure there are plenty of relationships where they don't even break up. Like, I'm sure there are plenty of relationships where they work through it. And I don't think that's even like, that's not, I think it is possible for a relationship to work after someone cheats, but it just requires so much work, and that work is usually more effort than it's worth. But most of the time I feel like it's not possible. But I do think that there are some cases where if the two people are a specific enough type of person, it can work. I'm not saying it's great, it's very bad still, it's bad. It's not going to bring you closer together or any of that bullshit, but it can work. And before anyone gets at me, I think that's true for both men and women. I think both men and women cheating is exactly the same in severity, right? I'm not one of those people who thinks that it's worse when a woman cheats. I think that's a bunch of bullshit.
It gives you so much perspective to just be in a group of people where nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, and it gives you, honestly, I think that is what gives me the courage to just be like, you know what? It's okay.
Right.
I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be okay. I can live in a world where this has happened.
I want to make stuff that helps people learn things, make stuff that helps people like empathize with others.
You're doing a shit job so far, mate. This is ass.
Tell stories of other people's challenging times and how they overcame them.
No, honestly, I think you're a great person if that means you'll invite me on. I'd love to go on this podcast. I'll go cheat on my girlfriend first, though, so I have something to talk about. She watches my videos as well. Sorry if you're watching this, babe, but like, you know, it needs to be done. I'm sure you understand.
What do you think?
I hope so, yeah. Yeah, I would say my rock bottom was... It's funny. In the car, there was still a part of me that thought, you know, maybe, you know, because we'd been doing therapy, like we kind of had talked about a variety of things, and my rock bottom was, you know, being in a. I think the moment for me is you like sent me a text that night that was like, I don't think we can get past this, and it's just sort of like my whole world crashed. And I was like, oh, right. So what I did wasn't like in our boundaries or in any sort of like what I did was unforgivable, and there's no hope. And I don't think I slept that night. I remember writing you a long letter, and it was ironic. That weekend I was at a wedding, and they like played our wedding song as their dance. It was like black tie. Everyone's very fancy. I just like stepping away to cry every 20 minutes.
You know, I've not even clocked it. I'm literally on my phone right now. Like, I'm not even doing it consciously. I'm a professional YouTuber. I should be listening to the podcast, but whenever Ned talks, I'm literally just on my... I didn't even notice I was doing it. But I'm on my phone just scrolling through comments on YouTube that I'm getting. Everyone's saying that my American accent freaked them out in the last video. Guys, I'm sorry that my American accent freaks you out. I think it's actually pretty good, though. Like, if I talked in a YouTube video with this accent, I don't think people would realize that I was doing it. I think that they would genuinely think that I was American and that I wasn't British or had an English accent. I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty fucking good at it.
Well, we only have a couple more minutes. I know we could keep on talking. Maybe we will, but...
Are there any last minute questions we need to address before?
Are we together?
We are not together. We live separately.
I love that. Telling us an hour in that you're not together. As though we couldn't have inferred that from everything that happened before this point.
We are devoted co-parents to our two beautiful, beautiful children. Wes, who is 7, and Finn, who is almost 5.
Are we dating other people?
I mean, I'm open to dating other people. I mean, yes, we are dating other people. Yeah.
Will you ever be returning to some of your past work?
What kind of work?
Like your old podcast?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm grateful for my time.
It's great that, look, the one who is more interesting and more deserving of a podcast don't want to do it. But the one who's fuck boring sat there like an ass doing fuck all and just chatting shit. He's the one with the podcast.
Thank you again to Ariel. Thank you for your honesty, your vulnerability, your directness. This truly meant a lot to me, and thank you for watching. Next week, I'm excited to not be the subject of the episode. I'll be having a conversation with Lara Love Hardin. She is a mother who overcame a battle with heroin addiction and eventually was a Oprah book club bestseller. So it's full of insightful and human drama, and you're not going to want to miss it. So see you next week, and take care.
Lara Love Hardin. To be fair, that does sound like an interesting person. I can't wait to not give a fuck about Ned at all in that podcast. You know what? I'm gonna watch part of it only just to see like what voice he's pulling, because I need to see him talk normally. We've not heard him talk normally in years, unless that is the new normal for him, in which case that's just insufferable and I will never interact with any of his content. But for now, my content is over, not indefinitely. Just this video, innit? That was a horrible segue, but you get what you get. It's the end of the video. I've got your watch time now, so it don't matter. You cannot take that back. On a real though, honestly, I want to end this video by just telling you guys how much I appreciate the support, especially recently. Like, the channel's been doing great. This month is projected to be the best month that the channel has actually ever had, which is insane to me. Not sub-wise, but view-wise. But sub-wise, you can help out with that, because we got to a point now where like 50% of the people watching the videos are subscribed to it, which is insane to me, because like when I first started, seeing that number go from like 95% not subscribed to 50%, it's like we've got a real community here. We've got like a real audience that like actually engage and watch the content, like a real consistent viewer base, and I really can't tell you all how much I appreciate that. So yeah, man, I know I say it often, but it's been a while since I told you how much I appreciate it, so thank you all, and I'll catch you all in the next one. So hopefully you all enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you all later. So yeah,